going on, and I'll be done in a minute.
All right, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. This is Ecom Lab, and we are doing a recap for the eBay 20th anniversary event that just happened in San Jose, California. Everybody just got back yesterday, or some of us got back today. And I have with me Cindy Storling and Robin Levin. All of the three of us did attend the event, so we're going to be giving you guys basically our points of view of the event and what we learned and what happened there, and to tell you our stories and how things went for us. So I know my girls won't be able to stay too long, but if you could at least, give us a quick overview of what stood out for you the most. What did you enjoy? What caused the most impact? And then just kind of walk us through that. So Cindy, let's start with you, and then we'll go on to Robin.
Hi, everybody. The event to me was awesome. I've been to a number of events for eBay, whether it be live or on locations or different meetups, and even events at the campus because I'm in the Voices program. This one to me was a total different feel than what I felt before. And the reason why I felt it was so different was because I felt that the new executives in the tier levels at the top are really listening. I mean, they had to kick a whole bunch of us out at the very end of the event, and Jordan Sweetman was right there with us, which was, we were teasing him about staying with us. And so was Dylan. He was right there till the very end. And so that to me is really, really important, that they seem to be listening. They seem to be following up. There were a number of things that were really exciting to me. Since I'm a 100% mobile user, very, very, very important to me that mobile, I've been saying for, since the mobile app came out, and 10 years ago, I've been saying, go global, go mobile. And that's the theme they're using this year. Very, very huge. For those that have used the app in the last few years and then have got the new one and they go, wow, this is really, really different. They explained to me that what they had to do is they started from the very bottom, and then took it all down and built it back up. So they weren't building on the old platform of what we've had for the past 10 years. Because when I opened it up, beta tested it, and I went, whoa, what have you done? This is totally different. Once they explained it to me that that's what they did, that really was huge. And I think it's going to be a great, great app. They listened, the team listens. Dave Littman, who's on that program, does. Jonathan Chard, who I give a big shout out to, he was there. Awesome. One of the biggest things for me is that they announced that they are looking into tiered store level between Premium and Anchor. And to me, that was huge, just huge. Yeah. So there were a number of things that were really important to me that I really felt that that they really cared, and they know they screwed up. They know that there were mess ups. They know. They said, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're doing what we can. To me, that was huge. That was huge.
Yeah, you don't get that kind of acknowledgement from a corporation, like, ever. At least I've never seen that happen. You know what I mean? Like, even when Apple or Google have messed up real bad, their apologies are rather stiff. I felt that eBay really acknowledged, really realized where they had the issues, and that they are really working on resolving them. So yeah, I gotta agree with you, Cindy, 100%. And we did get to see the mobile app in action. And I mean, how cool was it that people started buying from the executive that was doing the presentation while he was showing that? I mean, I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. In other events. So I was counting, I was saying, hey, that was pretty, I know that this is going to happen, because I've seen it happen before, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Another thing that I'd like to point out is they really went out of their way to do some touching videos of eBay sellers that were really, really neat. And the one that I was involved in where the eBay employees thanked us was pretty emotional.
Oh, yeah.
But the one with finding the broken laser printer in Canada.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that was just amazing. And I love that guy. I just fell in love with him. I wished he could have been there.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Can you imagine? Oh, my goodness. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure that at some point this video will surface and you will hear about it, towards the end of I think it was the first day, right?
Yeah, it was when Pierre was
With
talking.
Pierre, yes, when the founder of eBay came in, they actually showed a video. They were able to locate the first ever buyer, eBay buyer, the first ever eBay buyer. And he was this really sweet old man from Canada. And he had bought a broken laser printer that he was hoping to repair and use because laser pointers, were very expensive back in the day, apparently. So they found him. He told us the story of how he got it. And then he said that he was going to just auction it off on eBay as part of eBay history. And the executives repurchased it from him. And then we're going to give it to Pierre as a gift.
And it was really cool because he goes, yeah, people were dishing on me because I bought a broken laser printer. And he just was real personable. And that's what eBay is about, that they found him, that they did this. And it was, to me, it was a really exciting event. You know, we stole the sign afterwards. Well, we didn't steal it. We asked if we could take it.
Oh, and you did? Which one?
The great big one that was around the big TVs. Robin carried the bottom half. I carried the top half. We walked all through San Jose with it.
You can see pictures online of us. I'm
going to have to look that up. That's hilarious.
But that shows who we are. And later that evening, as they were walking down the street, a whole bunch of eBay employees saw it, and they were all laughing. And people were really excited. And that's what community is. Community is one big circle. There's no competition. Sellers are helping sellers and giving them ideas and helping them out. And that's why I'm part of the platform.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was such a great feeling of family, and we all know each other, and people would just come up to me randomly. And I'm sure you guys had this happen all the time too, and just strike up a conversation. What do you do? What do you sell? You know, what other things besides eBay do you do in the community? You know, I'm a meetup leader. I do this, I teach, whatever the case may be. And it was just like, we're from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds, all education levels, all parts of the country. And the one thing we have in common is we are eBay sellers, and we understand what that means.
Exactly. And we had Sean Reed from Canada come down, and you know, he has his pain points being on eBay Canada with the cost of Canadian shipping and everything. And they listened, you know, they really listened. And you know, we appreciate him coming down, being part of it with us, because it's one big global community. And I say to everybody, if you're not shipping global, then you're missing out. And that was really mentioned a lot this last weekend.
It really was, yeah.
You know, it was really neat was that I think for every single person that went from the second they walked out their front door until they got home, they had amazing experiences. I got on the plane in San Jose I had a short flight, and I sat down next to a guy who I did not meet because we had 1,100 people at the conference, right? And 900 employees. So there was 2,000 people there all together. And the ratio to employees, first of all, for attendees was amazing. You really had available people to, because there was 900 employees and 1,100 attendees. So for me, that was one thing that was super impressive. We had so many people to reach out to, but on the plane, I sat down and there was a gentleman that was next to me, and I had my eBay lanyard on, and he said, "Did you go to the eBay event?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." And he said, "Oh, I was there too." And it was so great. And by the end of the trip, you know, we're friends on Facebook now, and it's just, it's such a great community. And when I walked away, that's what was so embedded in me, like how special the community is from the ground up, from us sellers and all the way to the top. But they're sellers too, and they really heard us. Just like you said, Cindy, they've been listening. They admitted they've done it wrong. They're there to work with us now, and they're really listening to what's working and not working for us across the boards. And it was just a really special event all around.
Gladys is asking, what was the biggest takeaway for each of us? Melissa, what was it for you?
Oh my goodness, there were so many things. But I have to say that I am a multi-channel seller. I do sell on Amazon. But to me, the biggest thing was feeling like, you know what, eBay might be a huge, huge corporation, but it is the only corporation that has ever made me feel like they really care about my opinion, that they are there for me, you know, that they want us to succeed, that they are not going to compete against me, that they are really going to give me the tools that I need personally. And I think that was huge to me. The fact that, as Robin said, that we had so much access to employees that I was able to ask questions that were very specific to my store. Like, how do I deal with this inventory issue? What am I not doing properly when it comes to using the promotions? You know what I mean? Like, just things like that. Take a look at my listings. What am I missing? Is there something that I could do to boost my sales? And it was very, very specific. So a lot of companies may give you webinars and tutorials and all this stuff, but how many times will you find an employee that will sit down with you, open your account, and go through it line by line and check exactly what it is that your question is? So that was one of the many takeaways, but that one was really big for me.
Yeah, and I think for me was because I am a multi-level seller. I sell on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, and then my own Facebook groups. I think, and my website, I think one thing that was huge is they stressed, we will not compete against you. And to me, that is awesome. I know that if I go and buy a pattern and I've got 80 of them and I'm going to list them on the platform, I'm not going to go have them, eBay, go buy 80, go buy some and undercut me and charge, and sell them. That right. To me is huge. They stress that. They also, the new defects, awesome. They listened, if the item shows that it was, it was delivered and it shows it might've been late past the estimated time. There's a bar for the buyer to say, did it arrive in time? Yes, it did. Awesome.
That is super awesome. I've always had so much stress with that. It's like, we've delivered it to the post office or UPS or FedEx. It's no longer within our hands and why should we be responsible whether it's delivered on time or not if we gave it within the time frame? And the fact that they're finally fixing that is a huge game changer for a lot of us, I think.
Yes, and it's all good. It's all good.
There was good.
There was nothing bad on it.
No, I think that for me, one of the biggest things I took away, as you both are, we're community leaders and we run meetups. We are eBay education specialists. I don't know if you are, Melissa. I know Cindy is. But I do several things in the community. And one of the things that I took away, I have a community member that, she had a situation. She had restrictions on eBay. She really shouldn't be where she's at today. And there's been no way for her to resolve this situation. And I was able to speak to somebody on her behalf. And I know that her situation is going to be addressed. And there's just no huge corporation, no company that you can go to that's going to take care of, like you're saying, each and every one of us for our individual needs. And for me, that was my takeaway, that I was able to reach out and have that contact. I was so grateful for it. And I was more than impressed. I really, to me, when I walked away, I was so grateful for that and so many other things. But that was one of the very last things that happened as I was walking out after the convention ended, and it was just super special.
And I think one thing, Melissa was with me, and Melissa was with me at the very end, and I was with two eBay employees. I have issues with some categories in my niche, which is needlework. And the one who has been a friend of mine for a number of years went and found the person who is ahead of that, brought her over. She listened to everything and she goes, wow, yeah, I see what you're saying. Let's work on this next week. So to me, that's huge.
That is huge. Absolutely. I was super happy that I was able to speak to so many different eBay executives and employees and just attendees of so many different sellers. And I approached everyone that I could, and I mentioned the Blab. And I was like, I'm just starting it. It's brand new. A lot of people are completely unfamiliar with Blab and everything. But I would really like for you guys to come on and talk about what you do in your department, what your job is, what your role is, or what your story as a seller is. And every single person said yes. I did not have a single person say no. So that to me was fantastic, because I'm like, that's just great that people are so willing to share. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm so excited about it.
Well, and I think it's awesome, and I can't thank you enough for inviting me. Unfortunately, I was gone for 10 days because or 12 days, because I was back in the East Coast with people from my online selling tips group. And so I just got back, and my assistant sitting across from me, and we've got to get to work. So
all right.
I jumped on.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I really do appreciate it. I know it was absolutely last minute. I was hoping to do this earlier today, or at least give people more notice, but I've had the kids and they wouldn't let me go. They wouldn't go to sleep. So I was kind of waiting to see when could I actually sit down at the computer. So thank you so much. And it was so awesome to finally meet you in person.
Oh, it was great. So Selling Moms just gave a shout out to me. You can contact me at cindy@cindysorley.com.
Cindy, do you want us to give the link to your Facebook group, or what you want? You want to go ahead and put it on?
Yeah. I don't have the link. I'll pull it. I'll find it.
Which Facebook group do you want?
Cindy's Online Selling Tips. But if they want to join, they have to PM me, because we turn away people every day. So it's a really select group. But if they do want to join, I'll be happy to have them.
Okay.
Just say Melissa's in it, Robin's in it. Thank you. Thanks, Charlie.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. Okay. We'll see you on Facebook. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Robin, were you able to actually sit down and take a quick sneak peek at this new Seller Hub? Because I saw the presentations, I saw the slides, but to be honest, there were so many different workshops and so many different things going on that I wasn't able to sit down at the Seller Hub one. Did you manage to go to that one?
So I did go to the Seller Hub seminar, and it was really fantastic, because what they've done is they've made a wonderful landing page for a central location for us to view our entire business and really understand what's happening all in one location at a quick overview, so you can really assess what you need to do first. And it makes it so easy to really organize your business at a moment's glance, depending what you're looking for, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I think that the amount of data that we are going to be provided is going to be a huge game changer for those that understand and use it correctly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not going to feel as clunky as it is now. Like right now, it feels very 1990s.
Mm-hmm. It's very simplified, yes.
Yeah, so now it's just smoother and cleaner, and everything is organized, and I'm not going to have to be like scrambling to find where is the link to whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So the sales tracking and traffic reports, those are going to be absolutely amazing for us, and they are going to be giving us tools so that we can take a look at our listings. And we're going to have, they've been doing this slowly but surely throughout the last couple year or so, where they give us suggestions on keywords, or they give us suggestions on different, or the price, or different things about the listings. But now in the new Seller Hub, it's going to be very much clear, very easy for you to understand and access the information that eBay, you'll be able to compare. I thought that was really awesome, that we'll be able to compare with competitor listings that are for the same item or similar items without having to do an extensive or complicated sold listings search.
Yes, that was very exciting. And the other little bit of information that's exciting was that we're going to have a memory of our older listings, which is something that's going to be up and coming. And that was really exciting news to hear.
Yeah.
We're going to have forever memories of our listings. That's huge.
That's huge. It is, because, I know a lot of people use third-party applications just because of that.
Absolutely.
I've been getting around it by putting everything into collections, because the collection saves the information.
That's right. It sure does. It keeps it forever.
And so that's kind of been my workaround, because you never know when you're going to run out of something and then suddenly have it back in stock again. And it could be after the archival time. So yeah, that was definitely a huge deal for me. Robin, is there anything else that you want to say, to mention? Any funny stories, anything interesting that happened, anything you'd like, as I know that you have to deal with your family, but I want to make sure that you get everything out that you wanted to.
So I think that one of the things that was so, it was such a sensational couple of days. It really was, going in. I think for me, it was such a heartfelt conference, but really just learning and having all of the employees there to talk to communicate with, to be able to bring the community's voice to them, to get the questions answered, and to walk away with the knowledge to bring it forward is just so exciting. Like, I really can't stress enough how how impressed I was with that. Like, I really felt like I was able to bring all the questions that all of my community members have been asking, and now I've got those answers for them. And if I don't have the answers, I now have the connections where I can go to get the answers. Mm-hmm. And that was just my biggest takeaway from the week. And beside everything we learned and all these new features, and I mean, it was endless, amazing information, and it was nonstop. The new seller release that just came out, and the fact that the defect system has been revised, that was another huge relief, I think, for many, many sellers across the board. You know, there was so many facets to the couple of days and so much information jam-packed into it that I don't think any one specific thing really was better than another. It was just all fantastic.
It really was. Robin, do you happen to have the seller release link?
Give me just a second.
Pull it up.
No, I do.
Okay, if you can find it. I did want to mention for all of you, I mean, we've been talking a lot about community, and Blab is definitely one way that I am being able to connect with my eBay and e-commerce community in general. But I do want to mention that one of the reasons that Robin, Cindy, and I, and so many others of us have actually been able to attend eBay events or have come to eBay's attention, so to speak, is because we are meetup leaders. And we simply went to meetup.com and either joined meetup groups or started our own. And I'm not saying that you should do this so that you can get invited to eBay events, because that's not a guarantee. I'm just saying that it can lead to huge things for you, because by participating in meetups, you don't know who you're going to meet. I've made so many connections, learned so many things. I didn't know how to sell on Amazon. I was failing with my eBay store was so tiny. I was having so much of a hard time. And it wasn't until I started going to meetups and meeting with other sellers and getting those connections, doing that networking, and feeling invigorated and re-inspired to keep working on my eBay business. And that's all thanks to being able to go to live in-person events in my area. So I really, really do recommend that if you can go to a meetup, go to one. And if you can't find one, start one. It is well worth it.
Absolutely. I have meetup September 23rd. If it's okay with you, I'll put a link in.
Go for it, definitely.
I'll be hosting Will Seppel from WorthPoint, the CEO of WorthPoint.
Oh, yes. I actually got to get in touch with them because I won that prize. I got to figure that out.
I'm going to put a link in first. I was just announced as the first reseller of the new WorthPoint program. Yeah. I'll give you the link to that. And then I'm going to give you the link to the meetup. And anybody who's in New England, I'd love to have you join us. That would be great. September 23rd, Wednesday night.
Yeah, I actually have to set up my meetup for this month, so thanks for the reminder. Selling Moms is asking whether there are fees to set up a meetup. Yes, there is. I understand it's about $80 for 6 months, or at some point I think it was $20 a month, something to that effect. But you can get sponsors. You can get companies to cover that for you, so it's not really that expensive. Trust me, for $20 it's totally worth it. And then you can post your in-person events, and I also post blabs and webinars that we have hosted through the group as well, so that people find out what it is that you're doing. And I've had a lot of people come to me and be like, I found your group through Google search. I Googled eBay sellers Orlando, and yours was the first thing that came up. And I'm like, great. Actually, funny thing, now that we're on this particular subject, when I got off the plane in San Jose, I was immediately greeted by this gentleman named Philip. I don't know if you got to spend time with him, Robin. He's a British gentleman, and it turns out that he had just recently joined my meetup because he's moving from Denver, Colorado to Winter Garden, which is closer to my area. And he was like, I've seen your blabs. I joined your meetup, and I just wanted to say hi to you, and I was so excited to be here at this event. And I'm like, that is so cool. You know what I mean? Like, that is so cool. So we got to spend time and chat, and he told me about his business, and I saw him networking with other people. So I know that he's definitely going to be coming to our meetings when they get scheduled. So that was really
super cool.
Right? I thought it was just kind of random.
As a matter of fact, the gentleman that I sat next to on the plane was from Dallas. He had never heard of Meetup, and I directed him to Stephanie Inge's Meetup. I was like, you need to join her Meetup.
Absolutely.
You're missing out. You don't even know what you're missing out on.
Oh my gosh. It is such an amazing. I love meetups. And this was like the biggest meetup I had ever been to in my entire life.
Yeah.
Robin, did you feel a little bit like a celebrity? Did you get that sensation?
I was just, I think, each one of us were kind of had that feeling because eBay really made us each feel like a celebrity. Those last couple, they really did. I mean, they put on such a show for us. They made us all feel so special. But I honestly was so humbled by the whole thing. I was just so amazed and like they really care. And I feel like, I'm here. I am back in my, oh my goodness, in my office, and I'm back in my all by myself world with my computer. And this is great to have the community reach out to. But what a difference to go from all that stimulation, all that contact back to our world. So what a gift it was. It was so great. Yeah, I did it. I felt like a celebrity because I felt like the whole time we were in a huge TV program. It was amazing.
Right? I mean, we actually did get interviewed on camera.
I was interviewed a few times. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we were celebrities.
We did all feel like celebrities. All of us got, I'm not sure if everybody, but a good number of us definitely did get interviewed on camera as to our eBay stories. We got asked different questions, and there was professional photographers all over the place. I know I felt several camera clicks on me at different times. So yeah, it was definitely awesome. I was just telling my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I've never felt so popular in my life.
Yeah. And what was really cool was being able to walk up to Pierre and get a photo with Pierre. Oh my gosh. And Devin, all of them. It was just raised. And
Devin was so cool. I managed to get a photo with Devin, and I'm like, I'm just fangirling right now. Can I do a groupie thing and get a selfie?
That's awesome. I saw your selfie. It was really funny. Cindy mentioned we stole the sign, and we're walking away from the convention center, and Brian Burke pulled up beside me, and my funny moment was running down the street with the sign above his car, chasing him to the with the eBay sign, and that was kind of fun.
Oh my gosh, the whole thing was just such a blast.
We had a good time.
I gotta give props to Stephanie Inge for organizing that meet and greet.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And you as well, and everybody that was involved with that. That was so much fun.
It was. I don't remember going home.
It's a little blurry. I know I got home because Jessica and a few other girls gave Stephanie and me a ride back to the hotel because we were smashed.
It was a lot of fun.
And I took Stephanie up to her room, and I think at one point she tripped, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a good thing it's just the two of us. But of course, now I put it on public TV. But I was able to help her get into the room. And then I went back to my room, took everything off, and I laid down on the bed, and then I woke up at 4 a.m. with my glasses still on.
Good story. Well, we want to thank Will Sippel for a very nice night, and Stephanie, because she put that together. She was the meat and potatoes to that evening, and she did a fantastic job. So thank you, Stephanie Inge, for all the hard work.
Fantastic.
She did. She put a lot of work into that.
She did.
And I want to thank you for interviewing me tonight. I do have to get going. I have to put my son to sleep, but welcome home, everyone. It's great to get on Blab and connect.
I really do appreciate you coming on. I literally know it was like last minute. I literally asked Robin to come on to the Blab like 15 minutes before I started it. So.
I said, let me get out of my pajamas.
And I'm like, go put on an eBay t-shirt or something. Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I'll let you go. I'm going to give them a quick run through of the whole event, or at least I'll try and organize my thoughts.
Have a great time.
You too, Robin.
Happy Sunday night, everybody.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. All right. So we have a few open seats. If we have anybody else that would like to join us, feel free. I think Vicky was supposed to come on. Vicky, did you get your headset? Where are you, woman? Gladys, do you want to come on? Oh, Roger's here. So anybody? Oh, get your headset. Come on here and tell us about your side of the story. I got to say, I was treated like a VIP the whole time. Gladys, I'm in PJs too. Well, at least from the waist down. Okay? It doesn't matter. So I left Orlando early in the morning, We drove out over there. I met up as soon as I got to the airport. It was already eBay meetup time, okay? Because I meet up with Carmi Docton, who is another meetup leader in the Florida area. And, you know, we know each other, but we haven't really had that much time to sit down and interact. So we really managed to bond throughout this trip. You know, we got on the same plane. We played musical chairs until we managed to sit across from each other in the aisle because we were seated in completely different areas. Hey, Roger, thanks for the props. So that was, you know, okay, you can't come on. All right, well, that's okay. And it was a good thing that Carmi was with me, because during the flight, I got this massive headache, just like right here, and ended up having. Do I do blabs about Amazon and eBay often? Yes, I do actually. The shows are called #EcomBlab. I try to do one minimum once a week, but sometimes I do 2 or 3, just depending. And it's still a new show, but we are actually trying to get it to grow and make it more of a regular thing and have people come on. We do have a Facebook page, Roger. If you could share that with the group, that'd be great. And we have eBay sellers come on. And now that I've been to the eBay 20th anniversary event, we are going to be having several eBay executives, vice presidents, and different levels of executives that just come on to the show and talk to us about their roles in the company and different strategies that we can use to improve our sales and just different things. So yeah, we are hoping to make Blab our talk show for e-commerce, and just make it your place to come and learn and discuss everything e-commerce related. eBay and Amazon is not just eBay exclusively, and Etsy. We talk about all different platforms, whether you're selling on your own website or not. As you can see, my name is Melissa Paz, but I'll mention it because this is going to go on YouTube later. And I am a full-time eBay seller and Amazon seller. I am a meetup leader. I host the eBay Sellers of Central Florida meetup every month in celebration. I am also what's called an eBay influencer. So I have been taken over to eBay a few times to give input onto different things and to participate in different events. So I'm very thrilled to have that title. So yeah, it was you know, it was fun from the get-go. You know, get on the plane. I'm with Carmi. Get to the airport. I'm greeted by Philip, who just joined my meetup group and had seen the blabs and the periscopes, and you know, it was great. You know, we're meeting in San Jose, California, when you know my meetup is in Orlando, and he's still living in Denver, Colorado. But we are united through eBay. So. I got taken over to the hotel. As soon as I get to the hotel, I run into Stephanie Inge. Stephanie is also a meetup leader. In fact, she is the original meetup leader. She started the first eBay meetups. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Vicky, but you should definitely join me on another one as soon as you can, okay? So we got to make arrangements. But just stay, you know. You don't have to go, obviously. I'd like for you to stay. So I met with Stephanie, and she's got this crazy eBay hat on with all colors and glitter eBay letters and foam. It was this crazy hat. It's a party hat. If you go on Facebook, you can find there's photos of it all over the place. It was hysterical. She had to ask TSA beforehand to make sure she could take it on the plane. So we meet up at the hotel. We're like, okay, we do our check-in, go upstairs, drop off our stuff in our respective rooms. Then I went over to her room. You've been on eBay since '98? Wow, that is amazing. That is super cool. Like, I've only been on eBay since 2006. I started back in college, but I've only been doing it hardcore, like seriously as a business since maybe 2012 or 2013, I think. Roger is also kind of new, but he's gone like so much faster than I have insofar as growth and sales numbers goes. I've had a lot of focus on doing the community aspect of it once I got involved. I really like teaching. I really like learning and teaching. So coaching and doing things like that, just walking people through and teaching them new technology and teaching them how to use social media. Like, I love doing that kind of thing. at the event, I spoke to so many people, inviting them over to come onto Blab and be on the show with me, and nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew. The only people that knew were people that had already seen me on Blab. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I've seen your Blabs. I've seen you post them on Facebook and da da da." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hey, David, you want to come on?" We just had Cynthia. Okay, hi, Kevin.
Hey, I just finished dinner.
Hi.
Melissa Potts, how you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you, Kevin.
Where are you from?
I'm in the Orlando area. How about yourself?
I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. So we're talking about eBay turned 20 years old. They just had their anniversary event in San Jose, California. And I just came home from that event. Are you an eBay seller or an eBay buyer?
No, I don't use eBay.
Why not?
I use eBay because excuse me.
That's okay.
I'm not a eBay fan. I don't go on eBay. I don't sell anything from eBay. The only thing we buy from the online manufacturers is Amazon, and that's all.
Okay. Well, I sell on Amazon, so I don't have a problem with that. But I will tell you that as an eBay seller, eBay as a company, it's just a different culture. Amazon will compete against the sellers. So for example, if I'm selling something and it's selling really well and Amazon is not selling it themselves, but they see that I'm selling something consistently, they will then contact the manufacturer and get it for a lower price than I can and undercut my price and sell against me. So even though I love Amazon for many reasons, eBay wouldn't do that to us as sellers. But that's just something that we worry about. Buyers don't really care. It's fine.
Like, we don't care as long as it's like a low price.
As long as you get a good price, and that's totally understandable. All right, Kevin. Well, I am going to let one of my friends come on because I do want to keep it focused on the eBay event. But thanks so much for joining us, okay? All right. Have a good night. All right. So, David, if you're still here, you are more than welcome to join in. Anybody else that was at the event or would like to ask questions about the event, you are also welcome to join in. And also, if anybody would like to tell a little birdie and tweet it out, that would be great. We can have more people be aware of the event. Hi, David. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. As you can see behind me, I'm still a mess. I mean, I got clothes strewn everywhere. I've been packing.
I haven't unpacked.
Packing shipments to go out, and I was so much on overload from the event. I just tuned into the Blab. I mean, I've been so busy. I just tuned in. I just saw the link late, and so
we just started it. We started it at 8. Well, okay, we just started. I started it at 8, 40 minutes ago.
40 minutes ago. So I have no clue what anybody talked about. But
no, well, Cindy was on for a while, and yes, we will definitely ask him to give us that. Cindy was on for a bit, and Robin Levin was on for a bit, and they were telling us what their biggest takeaways was. So what was this thing that caused the most impact on them throughout the event? And Gladys would like to know what your biggest takeaway was from the event.
What my biggest takeaway? Okay, well, you know, the keynote was really a great. It was a great keynote, and Devin was very inspiring, and he made us feel. Well, you read my post the other day. He made us. He and all of you made us feel like we were important again.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of sellers have been feeling that they're not important. We know that eBay, as small sellers, that eBay has kind of placed a lower value on us as smaller sellers, but it doesn't look like that's the direction they want to continue in. So I was very inspired by that. The Seller Hub, when that thing goes live, what a difference that's going to make to us, because you know, and I know that the current Sell Your Own form is a little bit damaged right now. It's old and archaic, and they've kept it together with bubble gum, and duct tape, and so the new
yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you.
so the new film, if it works well, if it works like it's supposed to, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And the insights that they're going to give us, all the data that they're going to start sharing with us is going to be absolutely incredible, and it will make a huge difference.
Yes.
On all businesses, small and big.
Absolutely. We were just talking about that. The data is that, those of us that understand it and take action on it are definitely going to see an increase in sales thanks to that. And it looked like it was going to be organized in a very easy to read format, very clear. Sure. So I'm really thrilled about that. I am aware, and I'm going to be, I know there's going to be glitches. You know what I mean? I know that there's going to be, but that's how it is with any technological space. So Gladys is asking what kind of data they're going to show us.
Sales history data, and you were there. You went through the Seller Hub thing. Traffic data. I think at release we're only going to know traffic that came from eBay and that came from outside eBay. At first, we're not going to know where the outside traffic comes from. But I asked the question, and they will be incorporated in it. So at some point we will know whether we're getting hits off of Pinterest and Google and Twitter, but that won't be out in the first release. It's going to be in beta, and they'll be testing it. And so we'll get sales data, and I believe they're going to open up the sales data to a lot longer period. And
well, Gladys, I don't know if you were here for that, but I did mention they are going to be showing us comparisons with the listings for that item against other sellers, like what is it selling for? What's the average sell price? This is for this specific item that you're selling, and also for items that are in that same area. So if you have, let's just say headsets for a particular brand, that, these are how these are selling, but then these are how similar headsets from other brands are selling, and what are their price ranges, and, are they giving free shipping? What's their, so different things like that. Do you have to be a store owner to get the data, or will it be available to all sellers? Actually, we were told that it's going to be available for all, but that there will be, the way that it is now, it'll still be a thing that certain things you'll only have access to if you are a higher level store, versus, because like right now, if you have a smaller store, then you don't necessarily have Seller Manager Pro. So that there was going to be a little bit of that, like, depending on your subscription level is the amount of features that you're going to have available to you. But for the most part, the actual Seller Hub itself is going to replace My eBay page right now. So we're all going to have that to some extent.
Correct. And if you go ahead and pay for the subscription to SMP, then you will also get all of the improvements, all of the extras.
Exactly. And it'll definitely be well worth it from what we were shown.
So they're talking about going ahead and adding another tier in between.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge thing for a lot of people as well.
It'd be huge. Yeah, very huge. And, it was interesting because a lot of people talk about how much eBay advertises or doesn't advertise. And, we learned that they're spending 25 cents out of every dollar revenue on
Google AdWords.
Sure.
Yeah.
Google.
And all over the place. Yeah. So they did show us the numbers on that, on how much they actually do market our listings to make sure. Yeah, that was huge. I was like, oh, wow, that's good to know that my David, you might want to put on your headset because I hear echo.
All right, let me plug it in here.
Yeah. It was fine. It just started.
It's weird because I haven't had an echo before with you.
No, me neither. I don't know. Blab might just be having issues. Let's see.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I'm plugged in all the way. Anyway, now there was I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 or 12 of us that got to go and do the co-creation lab. And I did the 10:30, the 10 o'clock session. And what it was is it was a double session. And there was eBay employees in there from the design team. And the topic for us at the 10 o'clock was the eBay app.
Okay.
And how we would like to see that app look in 2017. So it's going to be a tough build, to take it down that far. But it was cool. We got to collaborate. We had 4 sellers at my group, and we had 3 eBay employees at the group, and we all collaborated with them and came up with items that we'd like to see. And then for the second part of that session, we got to actually create a storyboard of how it would look. And what's amazing is that eBay must be listening to us, because all 3 tables had a lot of similar. There's 3 tables, and all 3 tables had a lot of similar IDs coming out. And guess what? Some of that stuff is going into the Seller Hub already.
That's awesome.
So they're listening to us.
They are listening. They really are listening. Cindy was just telling us that she sells in a very specific niche, the crochet and things like that. And she was able to speak with the employee that actually handles what goes into the categories and the subcategories.
That's right.
For the styles and the types. And so they went over that in detail. And I know that's going to get changed.
Right. I got to speak with Carl Gish. I have a problem here with my post office. They refuse to scan under any circumstances. They won't scan a package of mine there, if I bring it to the counter, for nothing. And first thing he did was he took my zip code, and he's got connections with the post office, so he's going to submit that to them, and whether something will happen or not, we don't know. And Sean Reed was with us, and he's from Canada, and he was able to talk to some executives about postal challenges that he has shipping from Canada to the U.S. and right, and some other challenges, and it's amazing because we would talk to these people. I think Sean talked to Brian Burke about something, and Brian Burke right that minute sends an email to the right people so that it gets to the right people.
That's awesome. You see, this is why it was so important to be there. You know what I mean? Like, we got so much stuff done for us on a personal level, and also we were able to make sure that eBay heard the needs on a global scale. You know what I mean? I got to talk to sellers from. I spoke to some Spanish-speaking sellers. I spoke to Canadians, British. I even some Asian sellers. I'm not sure what country. I'm sorry, I didn't ask, but. Everybody was able to get in their 2 cents, basically. Roger has a very good question about the UPC apps and things. Well, trying to remember, there was so much mentioned, but there was mention about, using the UPC codes and using good till canceled listings on the most part for anything that has multi-quantity, because they want to have a stable listing page for you that can be searchable and found by Google, by the social media websites, and that will be more stable, that they will be able to collect more data for this particular item by having the UPC code. So they were telling us that because the UPC codes had not been used since the beginning, many times eBay doesn't really have a clear idea of what is available for sale, and that the search engines aren't able to catalog things as properly because there's things popping in and out with no UPC code. So it is really to our advantage to make sure that if we are not already using the UPC codes, that we start to, because we're going to be able to get a whole lot more data and a whole lot more traffic to those listings by using the UPC codes. And there was a huge emphasis on, if possible, to use good till cancel duration on our listings. So that was big.
I can't use good till canceled on my listings, and the reason that I can't do it, it's because I do have replenishable multi-quantity items, my carpet spot cleaner that I sell, and I have the out of stock option turned on. So because that's turned on, if I have good till canceled on my single quantity listings, when they sell, they stay active, and I would have to they stay active at a quantity of 0. Which means that I would have to go in and manually end that listing, or I would be paying renewal fee, or it would be coming off of my renewal for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So that option doesn't work well for me. So I use 30-day for that.
They still have to kind of figure out the details on that, so when it will apply and when it won't. Hi,
That's
Stephanie. Right. Thank you for joining us. Do you happen to have a headset, Hunt? It does help.
I don't, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you okay. Can you hear her all right, David?
I can.
Okay, cool.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
About a month ago, I spent money to go to a 3-day seminar to learn how to sell stuff on eBay and Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much it was all about his upgrade to his software. And so I went away not even really knowing how to do it. So I was wondering if, like, I'm the kind of person who needs to, like, the eBay for Dummies, you know, step 1, put your computer on, step 2, do this, step 3, do this. And he didn't do that. It was all about, you know, his software and blah, blah. So where does the beginning person learn about this stuff?
Okay. You know, actually, we did mention that to eBay because it feels like there isn't an obvious starting point for a brand new seller when they go onto the eBay website where they can just hit start selling now. Now, I know that they have a lot of information for new sellers. And actually, let me see here. What is going on here? Okay, hold on. I just got a message that I got to deal with in a minute, but let me go to the eBay site and see if I can find that for you. Now, if you are on eBay and you have your account and you're logged on, there is a link at the top that says sell. It's kind of small and it really should be larger if you ask me, but it is at the very top of the website.
So eBay.com and then just
I'm just on eBay.com.
Do you have an account already?
I haven't. I sold something probably 20 years ago, and so I don't know if it's still set up. I went on there during the seminar. I went on because he was selling an iPhone at the seminar, so I went on and I bid on it just because I you know. So I am somewhat active. I mean, I haven't bought anything on there in years, but so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, that would be the first thing to verify or to create a new one if necessary. But basically, when you're on there and you sign into your account, there is at the very, very top of the website a small link. It'll say hi, it'll say your name, and then daily deals, gift cards, and then there's a link that says sell. Once you hit that link, it'll take you to the listing walkthrough. Yours will look different from mine because I have Seller Manager Pro. I've got a store. Mine's in the advanced setting, but yours will look differently, and it will walk you through it, and it'll tell you how to get started with listing. So let me see if I can find you the link here. There is somewhere that has the oh, I just made a sale. What did I just sell? Ooh.
What do you sell?
I sell luggage, travel gear, and things like that. So I just sold a 2-piece carry-on set. Sweet. Okay, awesome. I got to process that tomorrow. So let me get here, the selling, getting started. Here we go. I knew there was a place. How to start selling. Let me get you this link. Hopefully this will show up for you. Quick start guide.
Stephanie, while she's kind of looking at that, beware of fee-based seminars or learning places. I mean, there's a lot. Sometimes there can be some great information there, but there's so much free information on the internet that you can get all of the information and you don't have to pay for all of the upgrades and stuff like that. Do me a favor, send me an email to, you see my name, Monet Court. It's monetcourt@gmail.com. And we'll get you into one of our Facebook selling groups, and you can get plenty of information there. There's so many people that are helpful.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Email.com.
Yeah, Monet Court, MONETCOURT.
I see it up on top.
Yep,
Okay.
There you go. And also, Stephanie, I just put in the link now that this gives you the learn how to sell on eBay. And what David is saying is correct. You shouldn't be getting charged to learn the basics, although there are some very good coaches out there that are legit and who will guide you and will get you way further and faster than if you were to try and figure it all out on your own. But I would recommend joining Meetup and going to any meetups in your area. Because by meeting other eBay sellers, usually there will be someone there who will be more than happy to take you by the hand.
What kind of meetup would you look for?
Where
you
you
just go to
looking?
meetup.com and you just type in eBay and it'll find you a meetup within 50 miles of you.
Okay, I live in Santa Monica, California.
Oh my God. Okay, look up the Southern California e-commerce meetup group. That's Patty Coleman's group in Long Beach.
Okay.
And in fact, if you send me an email, I'll try and send it to her to send you an invite, or you can just go to it and try and join it and see if it'll join. But I'll send her a. I can send once you send me an email, I can send her a note and mention that you're here. I'm in Torrance, so you and I.
In Torrance?
Yeah, you and I are neighbors.
Oh, how funny! I was in Torrance by the South Bay Galleria.
Yeah, I'm not far from.
What's your? I'm sorry, Stephanie, if you don't mind. What's your zip code? I can put it in on Meetup.com and I can.
90402.
90402.
I co-own a wellness center in Pacific Palisades, and we do acupuncture, massage, and facials. But we also manufacture at our office a line of herbal formulas for pets. We have 12 formulas that we sell. We private label for an online pharmacy. So would that be something that would be good for eBay, the herbal formulas for pets?
Yeah.
If it's over the counter.
Oh, yeah, as long as it's over the counter. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I don't see why not.
Actually, you could multi-platform that and probably do very well with it.
Yep.
Amazon would probably be a great outlet for it as long as Amazon doesn't have a problem with you selling that. I mean, I buy vitamin supplements and stuff on Amazon too. So as long as they're all natural and don't
require prescription or violate the FDA things. But I've put in the link here for the SoCal e-commerce group, and they cover both eBay and Amazon, right, David?
Yeah, absolutely they do. They had last year or earlier this year we had Chris Green, and he talked about Amazon, and they've had Brian Goodman was just there last month, and so yeah. We got a little bit of everything going on there.
Good stuff. Exactly.
Well, thank you.
You'll be able to find somebody who can walk you through Amazon as well if you want to look into that. So definitely join the groups. It's a huge support system, and you feel like part of family, and you'll make new friends and connections. I'm always preaching meetup.
and the Facebook groups. If you get into some of the good Facebook selling groups, there's all kinds of information out there. There's Cindy's online selling tips, which is one of them that I'm going to help get you into. And there's marketing with the boys. It's a great one. Pardon?
What do you sell?
Everything. Anything.
So do you have a store, or you just sell items or something like that?
Well, I have an eBay store. I have an Amazon presence, an Etsy presence, Bonanza presence, Facebook store presence. I've, a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I'm a small seller, but I know that Melissa has a huge Amazon presence, right? You're doing with your luggage right now, and
3,000 listings on Amazon, I suppose.
There you go.
Wow.
Unfortunately, not 3,000 sales every day, but we'll get there.
Is that what you ship it out? You don't have it where they stock it?
I have a mixture. I have certain items at Amazon's FBA warehouse, which one of the advantages of having them in the warehouse is that not only do they sell on Amazon, but if I have the items listed on eBay, if it sells for me on eBay, I can then go to Amazon and be like, hey, ship this to my eBay customer or to my customer on any other website. So that's one of the advantages to me to have it at the warehouse. And then a lot of my other items are actually drop shipped from the manufacturer. So I have wholesale accounts with the manufacturers of the items that I sell. And when something gets sold, I then email my representative and have them ship it directly to the buyer for me. So I don't have to be lately, you know, I've had maybe 10 sales throughout the weekend throughout the last couple of days that we were at the event. And only one of those had to be packaged and shipped by my husband who was back home.
Cool.
I want to share this. I was in Maryland. I was in Maryland before I came to San Jose. I flew from California to Maryland. We had a bunch of people meet there that are all from eBay. I spent 5 days there. And then while we were there, we went thrifting, and I got this at a Goodwill. It had a big $40 written across it in marks a lot in Sharpie, and I was able to get that off without damaging the package. It's new. The packaging inside is open, but it's new. I got home last night from San Jose at 9 o'clock last night. I listed it on Amazon, had it up by 10 o'clock. By noon today, I sold it for $190.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good job,
cool.
man.
That was my find of the week.
Put it then on a 1 day, and do you do, what's it called, auction or whatever, where you start at 99 cents or no?
I didn't put this up on eBay. I put it up on Amazon. And so it lists against an existing catalog. It never expires. It just kind of goes dormant if there's no other sellers, which there wasn't any other sellers. So I didn't have to do anything to get this up except for tag on to that existing listing.
Wow.
If I listed it on eBay, I would have listed it as buy it now at a certain price, probably $190, and probably with 30-day time. And I might have put best offer on it and let people get best offer. I don't use auctions on eBay unless I have an item that I believe is short in supply and high in demand, and people are going to bid it up.
He put a cell phone, like somebody's used iPhone, and I think he started at 99 cents, and it ended up selling for $70, something like that. But he was saying that you have to put things that you'd be willing to just get rid of for 99 cents or however.
Yeah, that's very risky business, and it's not something that you want to be doing with most things. From the majority of items,
right,
you're usually going to do good till canceled or 30-day listing, fixed price, you know, with a buy it now price. If depending on, you know, how flexible you are with the price, do a best offer on it. So I do best offer on quite a few things, and I've had a lot of things sell through best offer. On other things, because of the regulations that I have with pricing, I have to put it at that price and no best offer and things like that. But it's just one of those things that it really depends on your business model and what you sell. There's no one fits all on eBay, you know.
Right. That's exactly right.
Cool.
I got somebody taking screenshots. I got Charlie Bishop taking screenshots of me and putting funny glasses on me in our private chat.
Right now? Oh my God.
Yeah. It's too funny.
Do you private chat through Blab?
No, on Facebook. Private chat on Facebook.
Yeah. I've got a couple. So okay. You guys are hilarious.
All right, well, I'll go off so someone else can go on. Well, thank you for having me.
No problem, Stephanie. Nice meeting you. Take care.
You too.
Melissa, I don't know if you were in the same boat as me, but I was on overload. There was so much to take in and so much going on. I hardly spent any time on Facebook, but you know, I had all the friends that I love hanging with me, and
yeah, I did some periscopes. So what I would do is whenever there was a break, I would go out and do a quick periscope. I would also, at the end of the night, I would do a periscope. I would try to do a blab, but the connection wasn't so good. But then, so I did a periscope, just kind of recapping the day while everything was still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I just got it all out. But I'll tell you, the second day when we were doing the workshops and everything, I did 2 of them, and then I went out to the main hallway and got myself a hot cup of tea and just sat in silence with my eyes closed for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh my God, my brain is going to explode. This is just like so much information in such a little time. So I took a break. I had lunch. I sat down. I talked with friends, and then later went back because it was just like so much stuff that I was getting a headache from so much information.
It was
I was on cloud nine. I was telling Robin and Cindy earlier that I felt like a celebrity. I've never been anywhere where so many people already know me and that I knew, you know what I mean? And so many people that I didn't know, but they knew me from the Periscopes and the Blabs and Facebook and would come up to me and want to talk to me. Or they had no idea who I was, but we would just randomly start a conversation and be like, what do you do? And where are you from? And how did you get on eBay? And what are your stories? And it was just so much fun. But I'm telling you, I felt like a celebrity the whole time. I couldn't even go to the restroom without getting stopped by like 5-10 different people being like, hey, Melissa, we're going to do a meetup. I want you to come to my meetup. Or are you going to go to the cruise? Are you going to go to the cruise? And I'm like, yes, I'm going to the cruise.
It was amazing. So let's back up a little bit to Wednesday night, the party.
Oh, geez.
The Worth Point sponsored a party, the Roaring 20s party. And Melissa was one of the people who happened to dress up Roaring 20s, as well as Cindy and Robin and Stephanie. And I just got to tell you, you all looked so beautiful. It was you guys were awesome, and you looked so beautiful, and the alcohol was flowing, and everything.
Oh my gosh, it's a miracle I didn't fall flat on my face. I mean, that's what happens when you have 4 tequila sours, right?
That's right.
And you're having too much fun with everybody.
Hey, we had Joseph DeMarco there, Hubcap Joe, and in general, he doesn't drink. I mean, he went to Vegas with us for eBay Radio, and we were there for almost a week, it seems like. And I don't think he had a drink. He had at least 3 drinks at the Worth Point party.
Oh my gosh, really?
He let loose. Yeah, he let loose a little too.
That's cool. That's cool. No, I had such a great time. I mean, I will be very honest with you, David. I did not expect to even be. I expected maybe to be one of the top contenders, but definitely didn't expect to win the competition, the contest, the costume contest, because I was thinking in my head, like, okay, these eBay women that thrift or that do antiques are going to have these ridiculously amazing flapper costumes with all the beading and stuff, and I'm going to be so jealous because they're going to be like dressed up like the Great Gatsby, and mine is cute, but yeah, no.
It's funny. I told you that I didn't clap for you, but I did.
I know you did. You lied. Everybody was clapping. I was looking at the whole room. Oh my gosh, but it was so much fun. I took a drunk Periscope during the party, like right after I had. Yeah, I put that on private now because I don't want to delete it because I liked it. It's so funny, but I don't want people watching.
Don't drunk text. Don't drunk Periscope.
I did that. Oh no, it's terrible, David. Can you believe it? The next morning I woke up, I look at my cell phone. I had drunk dialed my best guy friend, who thankfully didn't answer the phone, but he did feel it on his iWatch. And I had drunk texted one of my best girlfriends. Of course, she didn't reply until a few hours later. And I'm like, oh my God. And of course I did a drunk Periscope. Oh no. Oh, just no.
And Stephanie was pretty looped, and Cindy was pretty looped. Yeah. And Robin might have made it through her one drink, and of course that's all it takes for her. And so she actually was paying for it the next day.
Gladys got drunk calls from Robin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's too funny. But as long as we're talking about clapping, what did you think about
the clapping tunnel?
The escort over to the Grand Ballroom
was amazing. Stephanie had given me a heads up that it was going to probably happen, but she had the idea that it was going from some of the wording in the papers and stuff. But I had not envisioned it to be such a huge deal or how emotionally impactful it was. I felt like, wow, they're actually doing this for us, and the high fives. And they were so genuine about it. Like, it didn't feel to me fake at all. It didn't feel like, though, they were just doing this because they're being told to do it. No, they were actually genuinely grateful because, at the end of the day, we do pay their salaries.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, but it was so nice. Like, no other company does that. What other company have you ever been to that will do something like that? Nah.
There are a few that do that, treat their employees like that. I mean, I had when I was married to my ex-wife, and she was working for American Honda, and
yeah,
they put on quite an event for their 25th anniversary. I mean, it was
that's awesome. That's good. I think that kind of thing is
pretty
important.
amazing.
You know, I think it's super important that you treat your employees and that you treat your customers with respect and with care and gratitude, and show them a good time. Because I mean, you know, without them, you wouldn't be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I mean?
I'm really excited to see the changes that are coming up.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
fired up, and
Absolutely.
I love that part when during the keynote when Devin talked about it, and then later on when Pierre came on the next day and talked about it, about people basically being good. And I like that, because we always see people in the groups, you know, the first thing that happens when there's a problem transaction, oh, the buyer's a scammer, and we always do kind of derail that. We don't allow anybody in cost to use the word spammer unless they have verifiable proof that that person's a scammer, because people are good.
The same. Basically, they are. I mean, and you might even have a good person that had a bad day or had a bad situation or didn't communicate with you in the correct way. You know what I mean? But I don't think that any of the buyers that I've had issues with have set out to scam me.
No, I've never had a scammer.
I might have had maybe one on Amazon that used a piece of luggage and rented it and then returned it. You know, but other than that,
it's all good. So people are basically good, and we need to treat people how we want to be treated and give great customer service.
Exactly, and just realize that it's not always going to be perfect. There are going to be situations where we're not going to be on the winning side of it. It is retail, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, if you go to a store, every store has a return section, every store takes a hit, and we are no different. It just feels a little harder for us because we're smaller and we don't have the same resources, but it really is just a part of the business.
You know who we were missing there? We were missing Roger. We needed Roger there.
We were. I was so upset that Roger didn't make it. I really would have loved for him to be there, because Roger has been such a huge friend to me, and he's been such a big part of this show on Ecom Blab. And I don't know why he's not on here right now, but I mean, he's there in the chat. I know you're there, Roger. I don't know why you're not on the video, but okay. But it's just been, you know, we were texting the whole time. Like, he would give me breaks because he knew that I was like so busy I could not even check my phone. But then, you know, suddenly we'd start being like, oh, I just got Jordan Sweetnam to say that he'll come onto the Blab. He doesn't know what Blab is, but he said yes.
Very cool. Jordan, I got to tell you, Jordan, he's the nicest guy. He was in Vegas too, and he presented in Vegas, and he's pretty awesome. And you know who I'm really going to take a look at here is Hal Lawton. I wasn't able
to speak to him. That one was one of the few that I missed, but
I was doing before the event while we were still waiting for the keynote speech. I started at one end and I did a periscope, and I did it all the way through the whole lobby, showing the food, and everything. And as I came around the corner, just past Hall 2, where all my friends were sitting, Brian Burke was there. And so I got to periscope Brian right away. And
tell everybody who Brian Burke is, because we may know, but a lot of people may not.
He's a VP, and he's awesome. And then while we were talking to Brian, Hal Lawton came through, and he grabbed Hal Lawton, and we put Hal Lawton on the periscope. Yeah, on the periscope, and so that was very cool. And I like what he had to say during the keynote, and hopefully, being from Home Depot, he'll bring some great things to us.
I think so. You know, I think that I heard a lot of the, you know, high-level VPs mention either that they were relatively new, and those that have been there for a really long time, they all sound so genuine in wanting to make eBay what we want it to be, what we envision eBay as capable of, you know. And Jordan did mention that he, even though he was getting difficult feedback, but it was all with the undertone of, we have faith in eBay, we believe in eBay, we know that eBay can do this, you know what I mean? So I thought that was great. And just the whole event was just so amazing. The whole thing. I mean, the food, the drinks, the party, live music, artwork, the clapping tunnel, you know, just the desserts, just so many people walking around. There's so many employees. They were all there. It's not like Devin did the keynote and then disappeared. No, he was there the whole time. I was able to get my picture taken with him. Everybody was taking pictures with them. They were so nice and down to earth and accessible. It was just fantastic. I had such a good time. It's got to definitely be one of my favorite events that I've ever been to in my entire life.
Now I started selling after they hadn't done any more eBay Lives, but I heard that the eBay Lives were similar to this event, only like we had 2,000 sellers at this event. Yeah. And the eBay Lives are like 10,000 sellers.
That's what I heard as well. And like, I had no idea that were that big. I would have thought, maybe 1,000 or 500. I don't know. I hadn't really given a thought to, okay, so we have Janice. Let's see who is Janice. Take a quick look. No information on her profile, and she just disappeared. Okay.
And by the way, Brian Burke he's the director of global reputation. For,
okay.
eBay.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of misstated there.
Oh, that's okay. I was able to talk with Laura Chambers, who's the VP of Trust. Right. Jordan Sweetnam, who's VP of Seller Experience, if I'm not mistaken. I got to spend time with Audrey Cox, who works the eBay for Business page.
I love Audrey. She is so awesome.
Love her so much.
She talk all the time, and she's awesome.
Yeah, she's just great. And, we really connected when I went to the first event that eBay took me out to, the eBay Meetup Leaders Summit back last year. And she and I connected and so we're good friends. And I made sure to get to spend time with her and be like, hey, if eBay wants to bring me out to any other events, I'm good with that. I'm like, that's totally cool. Just saying. Right. Like I was going to just say it out there, take me back. I love it. But you know what? I actually even signed up for the ambassador program that they have. The government relations team was there. I don't know if you...
Federico?
Yeah. So I stopped and talked to them for a little bit, and they were very nice. I told them, I would love for them to send somebody to come over onto the show, onto the Blab, and talk to sellers, because I know that it's a difficult subject. And it would be great to have them come in and discuss it and spread the news, Did
you go to the dinner on with the government?
No,
relations?
I wasn't a part of that. Okay. But I hope to be in the future.
Frederica invited me to go. Actually, Robin got invited, and she invited me.
Yes, Robin was there, and Stephanie was there as well.
And then, and I turned her down because I had friends from all over the country that were coming, and I had committed to spending time with them. I wanted to spend time with them, and
gotcha.
And so I turned it down, and then Frederica, the next on the morning of the first night, she approached me and asked me if I would come to the dinner too, and I told her the same thing. I said I would love to come, but this is only 2 days, and some of my friends are flying out right after Friday, and
No, and then, we all had to do as much as we possibly could with the time that we had, you know what I mean? But no, I wasn't part of the government relations dinner, but I did go and talk to them, introduced myself, and talk to them about the Blab, told them to come on. And I also just happened to mention, well, if you guys need anybody to talk to government officials, I do happen to speak Spanish and French, not just English.
Too funny.
And they were like, oh, really? Could you fill in this form here? And they got the computer and they made me fill out the information.
That's awesome. Another aspect, since you were just talking about that, they had a lot of customer service agents there, and you could go into the lounge and get your account checked on. I had to do a refund just before I came that was over 60 days old. Great. I had a great buyer who was having problems from the onset. And he kept wanting to try and make it work, and he couldn't make it work. So I sent him, it was a $350 item. I sent him a refund just before eBay, but I couldn't cancel it on eBay. It was too late. So I sent him the refund, and I talked to the customer service agent there. He went into my account and he's going to try and get me a fee credit. So
nice, awesome.
Cool.
That's good. I was really happy to talk to the representatives as well because I know how to use Markdown Manager pretty good, but promotions it never really works the way that I want it. So they were able to walk me through it and show me, what to do. They gave me a quick overview of, how my listings are doing. And, if I need to change anything, everything looks pretty good. But just how to use Promotions Manager. I had some questions on how to use the inventory portion of Seller Manager Pro. Came to the conclusion that I'm just going to wait for them to roll out the new inventory control thing and just start from scratch that way instead. And, it was just so great. Just amazing.
It was really great.
It was. I got to see so many people that I haven't seen for a year and then get to meet in person people that I talk to on Facebook all the time, but that we never had the chance to actually meet in person. And I connected with other people that I know who they are, but I don't think they know who I was. And now they do. I didn't know Jason T. Smith. I didn't know John Lawson. I knew them about them. I'd seen their stuff. You know what I mean? There's celebrities in our community. Of course, I knew who they are, but they didn't know who the heck I was. But now they do, and now they're going to come onto the show.
Now everybody knows you.
Now everybody knows me. If they weren't at the meet and greet, they met me at some point throughout the event.
Yeah, and are you sure you want them to know you from the meet and greet?
Hey, at least they'll remember me.
That's right.
But yes, they did come. That did come up a lot throughout the event. They were all like, "Oh, you were the flapper girl. Oh yeah, I remember you." And I'm like, "Yeah, great. Okay, thanks." That's what I'm going to be known for now. Great. There's worse things to be known for. It's all good.
Absolutely.
But it was just great. Let me see what else can I tell you guys? I was telling them that even from the beginning, as soon as I got onto the plane, I was with Carmi. Then I get down, I meet Philip, who's a new meetup member, then get to the hotel, immediately run into Stephanie Inge. I hang out with Stephanie in her room. I come out and we immediately run into Rich and Nyla. Then we went we went down
from the Chicago
meetup. Speaking of which, we are going to be talking. Hopefully, Rich will join us. He's never used Blab, so I don't know if he's going to be able to, but he's going to try because we are going to be talking about eCom Chicago tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So keep an eye on that. It's already scheduled here on Blab.
I was on the plane with Rich and Nyla.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
We ran into them. They were sitting right across from me and Robin. I flew from Maryland to Phoenix, and I met Robin and Jeremy there, and they were right across from us on the plane.
That's
so
so cool. That's cool. Yeah. Carmi and I were in the same flight, going and coming back, and on the way back we were with Dana Crawford as well. So that was cool. I was able to spend time with Dana one-on-one because I've told you, it's really thanks to Dana Crawford that I became a meetup leader and that I'm now being able to go with that. Who scheduled it that early? Well, originally, Gladys, I am so sorry. I know it's going to be you now. Originally, what were you thinking? I know. I'm so sorry. The reason for it being that early was two things. One, my kid is in school, and two, originally it was going to be Mark Levine, and he couldn't do it in the afternoon because I was going to schedule it like for 6 or 7 p.m. But he had to do it in the morning. And then unfortunately, Mark contacted me later after we had already scheduled it that he couldn't make it because it is the Jewish holiday. So Gladys is going to be stepping in on Mark's behalf. And hopefully Rich and Nyla will come in, or some other of the people that are going to be at eCom Chicago will come in and join us and talk about it in detail. So that's my plug for my next show. And so
when is that, Melissa?
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Chicago time. I know.
I'm not even up then.
I know. I'm sorry. But I can't keep changing the time now. I mean, I could push it a little further, but it's already we've already notified everywhere. You know what I mean? There will be definitely a replay.
Well, I can't make Chicago eCom anyway this year, so.
Yeah.
It'd be nice
I can't make it. Yeah, I really wish I could, but it's just too many trips one after the other, and it would be really difficult for me to deal with my family, with my kids, and my husband to be able to go to that as well. So I can't really go. But see, Roger's going to Chicago.
Cool.
So, at some point, Roger, we will actually have to meet in person.
Who's Roger?
It's like, seriously, dude.
I gotta tell you a funny story. So Cindy Sorley and I flew into Maryland on Friday the 4th to stay with Carolyn, whom we just love and adore. And then on Sunday, while we were at Carolyn's, we had about 25 local people that are all in cost and stuff come by, and we had a huge party at her house all day. And
I think I saw Facebook photos of that.
Yeah, and we did a couple periscopes from there when Cindy was talking about needlework. And then Wednesday morning, we flew out from San Jose to or from Maryland to San Jose. Well, Cindy, she flies standby. She flies standby with Delta, and all the Delta flights were going from Maryland to San Jose. They were stopping at Salt Lake City, Utah, which is where she's from.
Okay.
Well, guess what else is in Salt Lake City? There's an eBay in Salt Lake City. eBay headquarters in Salt Lake City.
Oh, I've heard. I heard during this trip of something like that.
So on Wednesday, flying out of Utah are all the eBay employees, and since Cindy flies standby, all the flights were overbooked. So she had no way to get from, if she flew into Utah, she had no way to get to San Jose direct.
Oh.
So we get up in the morning, we go to the airport. I'm flying on a different airlines as her. We go to the airport, and we've worked it out with another friend of ours, Michelle Kubo, who lives in Sacramento, that Cindy was going to try and fly to Salt Lake, and from Salt Lake fly to Sacramento, and Michelle was going to pick her up on her way in and drive her in. That's another 2-hour drive.
Oh my gosh.
We get to the airport, and there's one seat left on Cindy's plane and 11 people on the standby list, with Cindy being number 9.
Oh my God.
She's not coming to San Jose. There's no way she's getting to San Jose. She went up to the gate, waited at the gate, and she got on a plane that was not able to get on. She got on, and she made it, and it was awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so nice to see her and meet her in person. She's one of those that I know and familiar with on Facebook. Never got to meet in person. And, she was on here on the Blab earlier, and it was super, super awesome to she's such a sweet lady. She's so nice.
She really is. She's so wonderful, and I can't even begin to count and tell you how many people that she's helped. She helps anybody and everybody without question. She doesn't want anything out of it. She's just incredible. And
that's just the best way to be, really.
I have made, because of her advice and her help, I've made thousands of dollars.
There you go.
That's all I can say. And everybody that's in her group that knows her will tell you the same thing. She's so good at what she does, and her knowledge within needlework and stuff. She's just helped so many people make so much money.
Yes, Roger says we've all learned from her. Yeah, and I mean, I've never even touched the needlework area. I didn't really know it was such a big moneymaker at all, to be honest with you.
Right.
But, Cindy, she's just so cool. And I know that if I ever do run into something, I will immediately ask her.
Absolutely. And everywhere we go, we do thrift. We inevitably thrift. And whoever's there is welcome to go with us. And they go, and she's incredible. She won't even buy for herself. She'll just, she'll pick up stuff, and she'll, not even to do with needlework, whether it be mugs or fabric or anything that she has any knowledge of. T-shirts and stuff like that. She'll just tell people what to look for. I learned what to look for in so much stuff with her, and it's incredible. And she just helps everybody there, and basically puts on a thrifting lesson for free in a thrift store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can learn so much from those things. Like, you never know what you're going to find. You never know what's going to come up. And it's just great, let me see what else I wanted to mention about the trip. It's just, there was so much. I met so many people, got so many business cards to go through. And I've added so many new friends on Facebook and on Twitter and on Blab and just on Periscope. And I did want to mention, again, if anybody wants to watch the Periscopes, that you can watch them on catch.me /Lazy Breeze Deals. I'll just put it on here. I had put it on the beginning, but I'll put it down over here. David, do you use Catch? Are you aware?
I don't yet. You're gonna have to teach me because I don't. Does it save the periscopes?
It does save the periscopes for you automatically on their website without having you to use your all of your space and data on your phone.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to have you teach me how to use that.
Oh, it's super.
Because right now I'm doing YouTubes when I do them.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that too. But all you got to do is go to catchme.com. And
Catch Me?
Yeah, it's on the, yeah. Okay. So just sign up with your Twitter information, and then anything that you do on Periscope, it'll automatically do it. And it'll also tweet out a replay link.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And it's free, and it's super easy to use. You don't really have to think about it. You just set it up and you're done. You don't even have to install an app on your phone or anything. And
it catches all the comments and everything too?
Yeah, it actually does. It does catch the comments.
Okay, cool. Because, when you put them on a YouTube, you lose all that.
Yeah, I don't know if when you download it, if it keeps them, but I know that if you're on Catch itself, I was on a... if I click on it, it'll start viewing it. But I put the hashtag eBay20 on all of the periscopes that I did during the trip, so they are available there for viewing at any time.
So I'm assuming, based on this comment, I can't see who that is, but I'm assuming based on the comment that as long as your periscope tweets, then it'll get picked up by Catch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, Periscope does it automatically unless you set it to private. Yeah, it's Vicky. Right. Market for Mobile is Vicky. And actually somebody was asking if we are sellers on Amazon and eBay. Yes, we are actually both Amazon and eBay sellers. It's just that eBay had its 20th anniversary event in San Jose the last 2 or 3 days, Thursday and Friday. And we just came home. Well, I came home last night at 11 p.m. and I've only been able to sit down at the computer now. Well, I started at 8, so it's been an hour and a half now. And we've just been talking about the event and everything that happened, everybody that we met, all the experiences. It was so great because, telling you, after I got to the hotel and ran into everybody, I didn't tell you, they gave us a preview tour of the convention center. So we were able to get a sneak peek the night before.
Cool.
Cheryl took us to see the different rooms and see the different areas, and we took some pictures that I hope to see it because I definitely wasn't able to take photos with my phone of everything because it was dead and needed to recharge. Go figure, right? Then I went to dinner with the group and with several eBay executives were there with us. Audrey was there. Jordan wasn't, but there was quite a few different executives that were there with us at the Italian restaurant that they took us to, and that was awesome, super delicious. And I was already in full getup. I originally had planned on going in a toned down version of my costume, just like the basic dress and shoes and stuff.
You periscoped when you got up to Stephanie's place. You were periscoping.
Yes, that's true. That's right. So that was the original concept, was that I was just going to go in my normal look and then have dinner and then come back to the hotel and do everything else. But then Stephanie and Rich were like, you're not going to have time to do that. You might as well just go into your full getup. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. So that's why I went. I took off some of it during the restaurant because I was like, I'm not going to eat with a feather boa on me. I'm sorry. And the gloves were cumbersome to eat with. So, but no, it was great. So it was really funny because I was having dinner with Audrey and we were talking and just gossiping and whatever. So when we're done, she's like, I have a car. You can ride with me to the party. I'm like, oh, great. Because I'm in high heels. I don't really want to walk a lot. Yeah. About that, Audrey, I'm sorry. I'm going to call you out on Blab. But she couldn't remember where she parked her car in the parking garage.
God. That's hilarious.
We ended up walking 2 or 3 floors, going out to the actual convention center, going up the escalator. Oh my gosh, it was such a mess. It took us like 10, 15 minutes just to find the car. We could have walked to the
That's
party.
hilarious.
But she felt so bad, and I was like, it's okay. At least you weren't by yourself, because I've been in the situation where I cannot find my car, and I'm walking around a freaking multi-story parking lot trying to find the car. And if you're by yourself, it sucks. So yeah, but just
that's hilarious.
It was hysterical. And we got to the party, and then everybody's doing the red carpet interviews, and I helped Stephanie. I took a couple of those too, took some photos. We're all there, with the backdrop and with the hashtag signs, which I don't know if Stephanie ever found all of them, because she was a mess. She was leaving stuff all over the place. Like at the party, the next day, Jason comes up to me. He's like, did you lose an earring last night? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, well, I'm not sure if this was yours. And he gives me this rhinestone earring. And I'm like, oh, no, this is Stephanie's. And I give it to Stephanie. She was feeling so bad because she was so worried about where the other one was. She eventually found it. But Jason was starting to make fun of her. He's like, I didn't even sleep with you last night. And I had your purse, your cell phone, and your earrings.
Too funny. Hey, go to Robin Levin's Facebook page, to her personal page.
Yeah, she just added me as a friend just now, so let me get home.
Cool. And scroll down about 4 or 5 posts, and you'll see the one of the frames that was framing the big monitors.
Oh yes, Cindy told me that they grabbed it and took it with them.
And you'll see it there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I'm scrolling down. Let's see. Let me see. Moment of fame.
Oh, about 4 or 5 posts down.
Yeah. Let me see. I see photos of her on the seller panel. Oh, I didn't see that one. I saw the first one with Dana on it. I see photos of the party. That's a group, nice big group photo. Ecom Chicago. I might have been too far. It's that, if people start commenting and stuff, you lose.
Right.
The order.
So anyway, they
took the signs. Yeah, they told me. I'm like, you crazy people.
They took the signs off. They took the top and the bottom. It's huge, just huge as can be. They took it off. They're walking down the street with it. Brian Burke comes driving by, and he's like, "Cindy Sorley, what did you do?" And they also took. They had the big silvery 20 sign. It was a big, thick silvery 20 sign. Oh my. We have that now. Stephanie has it. Stephanie Abernathy has that now. So anyway, Robin takes the sign and takes that big thing and goes over to Brian Burke's car, and they're taking pictures with Brian Burke in the car and her holding the sign over the car. It was hilarious.
Oh, so let me see. So Gladys just tagged me in it so that I can see it, because I was like, there's just so much stuff going on. Hold on, let me refresh my Facebook. It's being stupid. Sorry, it's being slow.
So then we go down to San Pedro Square, and Cindy and Robin are lugging these big, huge, giant pieces all the way down. We walked. It was like a mile. We walked to San Pedro Square, maybe a mile and a half. Walked to San Pedro Square. We found this Irish pub, and we got all these tables, and had probably 15, 20 people there, and we put the signs off to the side. Well, all of us left except for Cindy. She stayed there with a couple other people that were in the bar. And I guess Devin and Brian Burke and somebody else happened to be walking by, and as they were walking by the building, they saw the sign sitting on the side. And they came in looking to see who got the sign, and Cindy had to come running out. It was hilarious.
Oh my god!
I mean, they were going to throw it out anyway.
It doesn't let me see it. I don't know why.
That's weird.
It is weird. Roger wanted to see if we have any swag, and yes, I got this T-shirt. And let's see here. I got a tote bag. Mm-hmm. Now, David, I might have gotten slightly different swag than you. I don't know, because we were like in different groups of stuff. I got a cap, which I'll be using when I go walking with my friends. I have a water bottle, but it's over there on the counter, and I'm in my not going to get up right now. eBay tape. I thought that was pretty cool. This was we had goodie bags that we exchanged at the meet and greet, and so my goodie bag had a beach ball, which I'm going to give to my kids, and a pair of sunglasses with eBay sunglasses. But I sent this to my sister because she likes that type of sunglasses, so I sent them over to her. And I wonder who got mine. I gave luggage tags, and then so I got the little headphones. Yeah, the little earbuds. What else did I get? Well, this is just my, name tag, my badge with Voices member on it, because I was one of the influencers group, and everybody kept asking me whether I was Voices. I'm like, no. I got a $100 gift card, which I ended up giving to my mother, because she's like, well, the costume that you had won first prize, where's my prize? Because my mother was the one that made me the headpiece and got me the boa and stuff. So I'm like, here you go. Happy birthday, Mom. Buy me a Christmas present with it.
So it's funny. Brian and Robin and Jeremy were all in the Voices room for the Voices breakfast on the first night.
Yeah.
And I went and registered, and of course I got my. Actually, Robin wasn't in the room. Robin was running a little late. She wasn't in there. Cindy was in there. It was Cindy, Brian, and Jeremy, and we got the $100 gift card. And I sent them a message. I said, "Did you get your $100 gift card?" And all three of them at the same time, they're messaging me back, going, "You're lying," and everything.
We got them the next day. We got it the next day because there was a mix-up, and they didn't get them to Cheryl on time, and the T-shirts and stuff didn't get to her on time. But we got them the next day, so yeah, they would have gotten them.
I took a picture and I sent it to them, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you got it and we didn't get it," and everything. It was just too funny. So I actually think they went and hit up Jeff and said, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Yeah, I know that
Jeff said it's coming.
Cheryl fixed it for us the next day, because I was like, "What? $100 gift card? What?" So yeah, but we got that too. So yeah, no, I mean it was cool. There was just stuff, and I've got like pins from different things and different people. I also got the little thing to stick onto the back of your cell phone to carry business cards in. My credit cards, I got that too. And I got like a sticker, which I might put on my car or something. I don't know. And a notebook. I really like the notebook. Did you get the notebook?
I did.
Oh, I like it. Let me see if I can show. Well, the glare is pretty bad, but it's the same as the T-shirt. I like that. So I wrote some notes, but my handwriting is
a little charger. Did you get the charger?
The charger. Oh, my husband confiscated that. So I have a one from the previous trip in white, and he kept the black one because it looks cooler. I'm like, seriously.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, it was great. I also got to spend time with Catherine Terrell, because she's the group leader in my eBay stores group that I'm always doing stuff in, and she was one of those. Actually, there was 4 of us that we were admins in the eBay stores group that went. So Catherine, Sandy Garcia, and Debbie, and we're all admins in that group. You know what I mean? So it was really nice to be able to get to spend time with them live and in person. And if anybody wants to join the group, I'll do a quick little plug for our group there. We already did do a plug for our cost, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, we did do that. Sandy's super sweet. She's such a nice lady. So if anybody wants to join the eBay stores group, we definitely keep it positive. All right, there's a new feature up here on Blab that I had not noticed. Oh. At the very side, on the sidebar in the comments section, there's a tab, one that says comments and ones that says Q's and at me. So anything that was tagged with my username and any questions show up in that tag. That
you being the running this, I don't have it.
Maybe that's it. But that's really cool. That wasn't on here the last couple of days that I've been on Blab. Okay, cool. I know it's a feature we'd been asking for, but that makes it easier for me to moderate and keep an eye on actual questions and actual comments that are directed to me personally. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just noticed that. So, I mean, it was just such a positive event. We learned so much about all the changes that are coming, the way that defects are going to be taken away, it's not going to matter anymore if somebody gives you a negative feedback insofar as your defects goes. Obviously, it still affects your rating. It still affects what people think and see about you, whether people can still.
That's exactly right.
They can still give you negative and neutral feedback, but it's not going to affect your selling standards. And that is huge. You know what I mean?
But and it's too bad it's not coming out till February, but I also think it's good that they're not going to mess with things coming into Q4.
Yeah. Let me just answer this question from Andy. I am not 100% sure how that would work. I do know that people use Manycam, and CamTwist to do like a virtual camera. And I know some people do 2 accounts so that they can have 2 screens running. So there's workarounds, but I'm not exactly sure how you would set that up. That's something that you might want to check with someone who's a little more techie. There's some of the things we were told that the seller standards has to be applied globally all at the same time.
Right.
That they can't just do US and then have a different set of standards for sellers in the UK and Germany and Canada, et cetera. So that's why it has to take until February, because they have to be able to apply it globally. And
well, they do kind of have different standards. Like, for instance, the Canadians, their top rated status doesn't get affected by tracking. So they can ship stuff without tracking and it doesn't affect their TRS. So there are, and that's because to track something from Canada to the US costs $8 and up.
You're kidding. Seriously?
Just for tracking. Wow. Just for tracking.
Besides the actual shipping cost. Wow, that's crazy.
Exactly. So, we talked to Carl Gish. Huh?
No wonder they complain. I'd complain too.
Right. So we talked to Carl Gish, and they're working on some type of new label with Canada Post. I don't know if it's going to affect shipping outside of Canada, or if it's only going to affect them with shipping within Canada. But hopefully, and I talked to Carl Gish also about 16-ounce first class.
That'd be nice. What did they say about that?
Well, Etsy already has it. And if you're on Etsy and you sell on Etsy and use their postage, you can ship up to 16 ounces and it'll go first class. Yeah. And I think that was kind of a beta. And so he seems to think that at some point we'll get it on eBay.
I really sure hope so, because I've had so many instances where I'm like, seriously, there's a 3-ounce difference and you're doing a cutoff that, like, I understand if it's 1 pound, okay, it goes priority, but
that's right.
If it's under a pound, it really should be able to go first class. So I hope.
So you have that break between 13 ounces and you have that between 13 ounces and 16 ounces, that 3-ounce break.
All right.
And Brian Goodman came up with this great idea that the post office should do like $1 or $1.50 flat rate padded first class envelope.
That would be nice, actually.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be really cool. That would be cool. So we've got Donald who's trying to test his camera, just a white screen. That is really weird. I'm not sure what to tell you, man. I do know somebody here on Blab who's actually really good with this tech stuff, but I don't know if he can actually, if I tag him in here, I don't know. I think he's actually running a Blab of his own right now. But it's ATN Networking. He's really good. He's helped me out with a lot of tech issues when I first came out to Blab and stuff. But yeah, so it was just a whirlwind. Several times I just had to take a breather, go to my room, chill for a little bit, take a rest, especially because I was dealing with the time difference. I'm in Florida and this is, California. It's a huge time difference. Like by the time breakfast comes around, I'm dying. I was like, oh my God, it's like lunchtime for me. I'm so hungry. But, it all worked out. And it was just such a positive experience all around. I can't wait for the whole tracking thing to get updated. Can't wait for the defects to go away. Can't wait for the new seller hub to come out. you know, for the returns process to change. That's such a huge deal. The site that I mentioned, there's two. One is ManyCam, and the other one is Cam Twist, and they're both free. I think it's I can't remember right now. But those are the names of the software. You just have to. CamTwistStudio.com is one of them. I know it's free and works on both Mac. Oh, for the widescreen issue, I don't know. We could ask help to come in here. We can have Blab help come on. Are you?
Oh my God! I didn't realize that Market for Mobile was Vicki Connolly.
Yeah.
Hi, Vicki. I love you to death.
Oh, I think she already got off. Oh, yeah. No, she's still here. She's still here. Yeah, she's still here.
Still here?
Well, I still see her as a watcher, so she might.
Her picture was so small. Oh, here she is. Her picture was so small, I couldn't tell who it was.
Yep. Yeah, she's been on Blab with me before, but I don't know. She's having tech issues today.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, Donald, I'm actually doing you the favor of asking Blab help to come on and see if they have any suggestions for your white screen, because I really have no idea. Have you used this your camera on Blabs before? Has it worked?
No.
Okay, because the last time I had to help Mary Wilkinson with this, actually, she had to go up and if you're using Chrome, okay, but it's worked for Skype for you. Okay, so if you're using Chrome, where the URL is in the browser, to the right-hand side, there's two buttons. There's a camera button and there's a star button. If you click on the camera button, you can change the settings for your camera there, and usually by updating that, it will help the Blab actually start working. So just try that. But if not, then you might want to jump onto a test Blab. There's usually test Blabs that are running, and you can use that to figure out what's going on. But if you had any questions or anything, you can certainly type them up, and we will be more than happy to answer them if they're eBay or Amazon or e-commerce related right now. All right. So,
and I'm going to go eat dinner.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, David, for coming on. It was so awesome to get to see you in person. It was just so fantastic. I really, hopefully we'll run into each other at another eBay event or e-commerce event at some point.
And I'm dying to meet Gladys. I've known Gladys for 4 or 5 years now, and we talk almost every day, and we chat all the time. And I so wish I could go to Chicago Ecom just to meet Gladys, and because I love her to death too. So.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I really want to be able to, I want to be able to meet Roger in person, and I want to be able to meet Gladys in person. And I hope that at some point we manage to meet in the same place at the same time.
Absolutely. All right, Melissa.
All right. You have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. We have literally been on here for 2 hours. It is now 9:56 p.m. and I started this Blab at 8. So I really should be getting off the computer and off to bed myself. I'm starting to feel my eyes get really red. So I think we've pretty much covered most of it. Obviously I can't tell you guys everything that happened. There was just so much. I couldn't repeat every single word or conversation. I really wish I could, but there are the replays on catch.me. Actually eBay itself uploaded already some of the videos, some of the speeches from the event have been posted on their page, and they did tell me that within the next week or so that they are going to be posting videos of the workshops and other things. I did, at least on catch.me, I was able to put in a couple of the workshops, the one that I attended, that I was able to take videos of the full thing. So those are available if you want to watch them. I posted the one on search, was really good, which gives you lots of detailed information on how to get the best possible ranking in search, how they look at it, what they want you to think of when you're doing your listing so that you show up in search. So there's just lots of awesome information. Thank you. So nice of you to come on to the show. Thank you for everybody that's been watching. We will be on here tomorrow again at 10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. I know. I'm so sorry. I promise that the next shows will be done at more reasonable hours. We have to schedule with so many people. Roger, we've got to get together and start booking the people that said yes to the show and actually get them down concrete. So we got to get working on that. I'm going to go ahead and log off, and I will post the replay of this on my blog and on YouTube. Although since it's 2 hours long, it might take forever to upload to YouTube, but it'll definitely be on my blog. I will embed the replay on there. My pleasure, David. It was so great to see you on here. Everybody have a great night, and I will see some of you at least tomorrow morning. Have a good night. Bye.